will kindly write number 1 in the chat. If you can hear me well, just write number 1 in the chat box. Can you hear me? Dr. Maaz and all, can you hear me? Great, thank you very much.
Very well, Dr. Ahmed.
Thank you very much. So today I'm very proud to introduce my colleague, Dr. Muad. My name is Ahmed Awad. I represent the School of Continuing Education, Nile University. And at the School of Continuing Education, we've been offering professional courses, diplomas, workshops on different fields, monitoring and evaluation, entrepreneurship, investment, finance, accounting, languages, and different stuff. Today's topic is on entrepreneurship. And I'm very proud to introduce my colleague, Dr. Muaz. Dr. Muaz has been training hundreds of people on different levels of entrepreneurship, beginning, novice, and even entrepreneurs. I've been working with him like for years. He's been training entrepreneurs at the American University in Cairo and in different national and international entities. And he won an award as the most inspiring instructor of entrepreneurship. I welcome him on board. He's never let me down. And inshallah, during the workshop, we'll go through the different cycles of entrepreneurship, what makes you different as an entrepreneur, how to become an entrepreneur, and the different stages. I'm sure you'll enjoy the sessions with Dr. Muad, inshallah. Thank you very much, Dr. Muad, for accepting to be with us today. Thank you.
Welcome. It's really my pleasure, Dr. Ahmed. Okay. Let me screen share my presentation. So, Dr. Ahmed, these are all the participants. I'm going to wait for anybody else.
I think we could start now, and people are just, I have more people joining. If we couldn't just wait for 1 minute, only 1 minute, and then start.
Okay. If it's fine with you, we may start after 5 minutes so that all our colleagues will be able to join from
Could
the
we please
beginning.
start by asking people to define themselves and introduce where?
Yes, sure. Yes, sure thing. Okay. So, good afternoon, everyone. This is Muaz Burgela. I'm thrilled to be your instructor today for the course Entrepreneurship Basics or Essentials. And this would be a gamified and practical course. And over the next 2 days, we'll be explore the key concepts of entrepreneurship and engage in practical and hands-on activities that will guide you in building your own business idea. And this session will be interactive, so I encourage you to ask questions and participate actively. I'm going to share my screen, but at first, I want to know each one of you. So please, I want each one of you to introduce him or herself, her area of expertise, and why he or she is joining this session today. We're going to start by Jane Grace. Hello, Jane. Jane, can you hear me? Jane Grace. Okay. So Kent Mashasha.
Hello, how are you?
Hello, I'm fine. How are you?
Good. Can you hear me?
I could hear you very well.
Okay. So my name is Ken Smart. New to social media. Somebody.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Kent, I
Ken,
can't hear you well.
hello.
Yes,
Can
Kent.
you hear me now?
Yes, I could hear you very well.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, Kent, go ahead.
Okay. So as I was saying, my name is Kent Mashasha. I'm from Zimbabwe, and I'm in Somali.
Okay. And Kent, could you share with us why are you joining the session today?
Okay. I'm joining the session today to improve my knowledge.
You what? You what? Sorry?
I'm joining the session today to improve my knowledge.
Okay, okay. That's great. Great. Okay, welcome, Kent. I'm very pleased to know you. Natasha in Kinika. Natasha in Kinika. Can you hear me?
Good afternoon. My
Good
name
afternoon,
is
Natasha.
Natasha. Okay, so I'm
Mhm.
Natasha. I'm joining in from Zambia. The reason I
Hello.
joined this class is because I would just like to have a better understanding of the basics of
Mhm.
entrepreneurship and just how to navigate around it, because I believe that entrepreneurship in itself can be a source of income as a full-time job. So I would like to understand the basics of running a successful business or being an entrepreneur. Really.
Okay, that's great. Hello, Natasha. Dr. Wilson, how are you?
Fine, thank you. Also joining in from Zambia. I run a few small businesses, but I've made
Mhm.
little progress over time. So my resolution is
Okay, okay. Hello, Dr. Wilson. Mr. Emmanuel Frimpong.
Hi, everyone. My name is Emmanuel
Hello.
Frimpong. I'm in Accra, Ghana. For those of you who probably might not be aware, Ghana is a center of the world. So it's the closest
Center of the
landmass,
world.
the center of the world. So in
Okay.
terms of landmark, is the closest to longitude 0 degrees and latitude 0 degrees. So scientifically, that makes Ghana the center of the world. Okay, so I invite you to visit Ghana
Okay.
anytime you want to travel. This is the center
So
of
all
the
of
world.
us have to visit Ghana, Mr.
Yes,
Emmanuel.
you have to. Thank you, thank you.
Okay.
Yes, so
Mr. Emmanuel.
CEO of Patient Consort and the president of Africa Tourism Research Network. And I have joined this training or course because I also teach in a tourism and hospitality institute. So, as part of my teaching program, I would like to also introduce my students to entrepreneurship, which don't teach our students how to become entrepreneurs. So they finish school and they go around looking for somebody else or do something for themselves. So my objective of joining this class is to learn from you into what I do and help my students and the young youth that I meet. Thank you.
Welcome. This is so inspiring, Mr. Emmanuel, and
Thank
I'm
you.
very honored to get to know all of you. Still, Jane Grace. Jane Grace, can you hear me? If you can't speak, you can type on the chat.
Yes, I can. Good afternoon.
Hello, Jane.
Good afternoon. My name is Jane Grace Mwamba from Zambia. The main purpose I joined this is I would like to learn more on mentorship, and seeing that this is pretty much a training and a course, I'm hoping to learn more and to apply what I have learned as I venture into entrepreneurship. Thank you.
Okay, that's great. Welcome. So, guys, what inspired you the most to explore entrepreneurship? I also want to hear from each one of you, and if you have any experiences you've had that sparked your interest in this field, I would like to share it with all of us. So, who could start? If you want to speak, just please raise your hand. Or I'm going to choose randomly. Again, the question is, what inspired you the most to explore entrepreneurship? And do you have any experiences you've had that sparked your interest in this field? So, Dr. Wilson, what do you think?
Oh yeah. For me, really, it's just having some time for family, because I understand working for the civil service comes with its conditions, and you have to commit 8 hours of your day, and those are the most active hours of the day that you commit to working for the system. So with entrepreneurship, you reserve time to do other things, especially with family and other issues just of life, even your social life becomes more interesting, your mental health as well, with opposed to committed to a system that takes most of your active hours of the day. Okay, so my experience has been not so good, especially like I mentioned in the preamble to say I've tried to invest my monthly earnings in one or two things, but then again, I haven't seen much growth and returns. So that's why I wanted to venture into entrepreneurship with, of course, a background of, a solid foundation with regard to knowledge acquisition in that regard. Thank you so much.
Welcome, Dr. Nasser, and really thank you. Okay, so Mustafa, Hamid, Teresa, Vic, Mansi have joined us. So hello everyone, and welcome to the Entrepreneurship Essentials course. I just want to know more about you. So would you please introduce yourself? And I just asked your colleagues what inspired you the most about entrepreneurship, and if you have any previous experience that sparked you into this field. We are going to start with Mustafa Hamid. Mustafa? Mustafa Babatundi? Okay, so Mustafa, can you hear me? Okay, Teresa.
Hello, everyone. Good
Hello.
afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I hope we are all doing well. Yes,
Thank you.
my name is Teresa Mwandwe from Zambia.
Hello from Zambia.
I come from a family with a background of business. Yes, but from my entire life, I've been experiencing a business world where my parents have been doing a variety kinds of businesses. And I
So
guess my
we are going to
inspired.
learn from you,
I tried
Teresa.
to actually, sorry?
So we are going to learn from you, Teresa.
No, not really. They've been doing business on a layman aspect or point of view, where you just do things learning by doing. And that's why I really got inspired to partake in this training, so that I can apply it's more information to get it professional. Yes. So that's the more idea, actually. I want to be professional about it. Thank you.
Okay, and what inspired you the most, Teresa, about entrepreneurship? What inspired you to explore this field?
This is the field where I feel I do well. That's why I have passion to do more. And where my family have reached, I would like to take it further, considering also the fact that the world is changing, new things are coming every day. So I would like to learn more on how to do about it. We are not going to do business the way it used to be done years back or a decade back. Yeah, so we need to do it in a modern way with more of information and knowledge about it. So this is the more reason I got inspired. I want to advance it.
Great. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank
Okay,
you
Kent
too.
shared my inspiration was to convert the skills I have into a business. Okay, thank you, Kent. Thank you, great. We also going to hear Vic Manzi or Mansi.
Good afternoon. It's
Good
Vic
afternoon, Vic. Manzi, okay.
Yes, thank you so much.
Welcome.
I'm a medical doctor with 8 years experience. I'm not into business, but it's something that I would like to try out. So I'm not an entrepreneur. So I would like to learn how, despite having a full-time job, I can also venture into entrepreneurship, and also how I can strike a balance and try to find time. I think in the past I've tried to do something, but most of the time, because of my busy schedule, I don't really have time. So I'd like to learn how I can juggle around and try to balance my time and also earn something beyond what I get from my salary. Thank you so much.
Welcome back. Mr. Emmanuel, what inspired you the most about entrepreneurship? And if you have any experience regarding this field?
Well, what inspires me the most about entrepreneurship is the fact that if you look at the world at large, most countries, if you look at, especially in the developed countries, we have majority of the people are in the informal sector. So if we can develop the entrepreneurial abilities of most people that go through our educational institutions, from lower to middle to upper institutions, then what it means is that we can create a lot more small and medium scale enterprises that is able to hold an economy. So that is what inspires me the most, that if we are able to actually train our people, our young people, the youth who go through any form of education, if we are able to train them and educate them and instill entrepreneurship in them, then their minds will be open for them to look at the possibility of creating their own businesses, managing their own businesses, running their own businesses, whether it's a small family business, because they have that entrepreneurial skill, they have that entrepreneurial training, they are able to run their own businesses, make profit, and then escalate it and employ others as well. So that is what inspires me the most.
Okay, that's really great. Thank you, everyone. So I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Muaz Aburgela. I am working as a psychiatrist and psychotherapist, also an L&D specialist and entrepreneurship instructor. And I have been in the training industry for nearly 9 years, designing and delivering training programs. And I really have the pleasure to be with you today in Entrepreneurship Essentials, a gamified and a practical journey. And before we dive into the content, let's take a look at the course objectives. So by the end of this course, you'll understand what entrepreneurship is all about, and being able to recognize key entrepreneurial traits, identify real world business opportunities, and also start building your own business idea. And as we go along, I want you to think about how these concepts can apply to your own entrepreneurial journey to make this as practical as possible. So again, and please don't hesitate to ask any question. So at first, we are going to explore the word entrepreneurship. So in your opinion, how could we define entrepreneurship? If anyone want to share, just please share your hand, raise your hand. So what is entrepreneurship? Again, I'm going to choose randomly if no one raised his or her hand. So, Teresa, since you have an entrepreneurial background or business background, in your opinion, how could we define entrepreneurship?
To my understanding, entrepreneurship could be, let me put it like, it's an ability to develop or organize and run some enterprise. Yes, something like that, to make profit. or
Okay,
developing an
that's great.
idea. Yes, developing an idea that will be profitable. That is entrepreneurship.
Okay, developing a profitable idea. Okay, great.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you.
Jane Grace, what do you think entrepreneurship is about? How could you define entrepreneurship?
Good evening. Is it afternoon? I would say
Good afternoon.
I would say it's the ability to use your skill to benefit yourself financially. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thanks, Jane. Kent Mashasha, what do you think?
Okay. Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Kent? Hello, Kent. Hello, I hear you
Can
well.
you Okay.
Yes, I hear you
So I
well.
think entrepreneurship, this is an idea that you develop to bring in profit.
Okay, great. Thank you, Kent. Thank you. So, who else could share his or her definition about entrepreneurship? Mustafa Babatundi, what do you think, Mustafa? Again, guys, it's going to be an interactive journey. So all of us are going to share their insights about each section of the course. And we are going to learn through this interaction. Natasha? Natasha, go ahead, Natasha.
Yeah, I'm sorry, please. You asked a question, but my system was a bit down, but it's up now. You asked about what is that entrepreneurship. From the word itself, you will notice that.
Please, Mustafa, please, Mustafa, I just want to know more about you. Could you please introduce yourself?
Well, yeah, I am Mustafa Babatunde Hamid. I work here in the Gambia at an international school called Marina International School.
So many guys from Zambia, and this is very interesting, guys. Thank you for being here today.
I had them, yeah, and yeah, that's great. So I work here in the Gambia. Gambia is in West Africa. I suppose you should know that. And at this international school, Marina International School. Is that fine with the introduction?
Yes, very fine. So how could you define entrepreneurship, Mustafa?
Now, it's somebody having an idea, putting those ideas into practice in a practical form to be able to generate money, wealth. Yeah, because if you look at the entrepreneur itself, it combines the factors of production. So it must be, so entrepreneurship has something to do with innovation. If somebody who is ready to put some practical things into play, yeah, somebody decides, I want to start making some money, so I will start selling bread, for instance. So there's a risk involved. You are risking your own finances and the finances of others. Probably if you take a loan from somebody, that's also a risk. So somebody who is ready to take up a risk and trying to put ideas and making them practical. That's my own understanding.
Trying to find out ideas and making them practical. That's great, really great. Thank you, Mustafa. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Natasha, how could you define entrepreneurship, Natasha?
Hello, thank you for the opportunity. For me, I think entrepreneurship is the process of starting and running a business Also, it is a process of identifying opportunities or having to monetize one's skills. So, for example, if there's a service that I offer, maybe I plait hair, I can use that to make profit. Like, so the main focus of entrepreneurship is solving a problem, but in return, making a profit out of it. Yes.
Great. Thank you, Natasha. And thank you, everyone, for your definition about entrepreneurship. So, starting by defining entrepreneurship, as all of you have shared about entrepreneurship. Simply, entrepreneurship is about spotting an opportunity and developing a business idea and turning it into something real. So it's not just about starting a company, but about being innovative, solving problems. This is extremely important, and creating value. And to make it more relatable, think about how businesses like Amazon or Uber started out with simple ideas that transformed entire industries. It's about solving the problems, and again, it's about creating the value that could make an innovative idea, a profitable one. So, what do you think makes entrepreneurship different from just starting a business? And feel free to type your thoughts in the chat. And if anyone want to share, please raise your hand. What do you think makes entrepreneurship different from just starting a business? Okay, so I'm going to choose randomly. Mr. Emmanuel, what do you think makes entrepreneurship different from just starting a business? Getting back to the definition of entrepreneurship. Mr. Emmanuel?
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Sorry. Yes.
Okay,
So
no
I
worries.
was saying that the business is part of entrepreneurship because you can't be an entrepreneur without a business. So
Okay.
the business is where you start from, but then you don't end up just having a business. You can have a business without being an entrepreneur. So, as an entrepreneur, you have to have a profit at the end of the day, that you are thinking of making a profit. So, if you have, let's say, an NGO, a charity, which your intention is not to make profit, you are a social entrepreneur, but not necessarily an entrepreneur. So,
Okay.
for you to be an entrepreneur, you should have profitability in sight, and then you have to also organize yourself. I'm sure as we go along, you take us through what entails in entrepreneurship. So that is my answer for now.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Emmanuel. Dr. Wilson, what do you think the difference between entrepreneurship and business?
Yeah, thank you. I feel like the Emmanuel has said,
Yeah. Could you
entrepreneurship.
please raise your voice, Dr. Wilson?
Yes. Just as elaborate, entrepreneurship is more of a broader picture because it involves taking in calculated risks, innovating and solving problems to create value for your customers, also employees and other stakeholders. I think this is a more broader picture in compared to a business. Thank you.
Welcome.
May I
Thank you,
chip
Dr.
in?
Wilson. Sorry?
May I chip in for my, I don't know if it's
Teresa,
correct,
Teresa, go
you
ahead.
advise it. Yeah. I feel from the response that you gave on the definition of entrepreneurship, I feel entrepreneurship is more of innovation and also problem solving. As compared to business,
And also
you
problem solving.
can do business with something that is already on the run, already on the market. You just go there as a competitor. But for entrepreneurship, I think there's so much of thinking outside the box. You bring something on the table that is new. You just have to be more innovative than just doing everything that every Jim and Jack is doing. From my understanding, from your definitions, sir.
Yes,
Thank
that's
you.
great. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you. And Vic Manzi, what do you think about the differences between entrepreneurship and businesses?
Thank you so
Vic,
much. I've just I just
said that
posted something in the chat. Yeah, entrepreneurship really focuses on being innovative, creating new ideas and opportunities. Unlike business can run even if the ideas are shared and are not innovative. For me, really, that's what I think is different. Yeah.
Okay, very great. Guys, you mentioned innovation, you mentioned spotting opportunities and problem solving. And these traits are differentiating entrepreneurship from traditional businesses. So we are going to say that entrepreneurship is about building and an entrepreneurial mindset, getting back to solving problems. Can you think of any products that built out of an to solve a problem? They identify that problem. So again, I want you to think of any company or any product that was built out of a need to solve a problem. And how did they identify that problem? Mr. Mustafa. Mr. Mustafa? You are mute.
Let's see, go back there. Yeah, hello?
Okay.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, what was
Yes,
the
I can
question
hear you
again?
well.
You can
The
hear me now.
question was about thinking of any companies or products that were built out of a need to solve a problem. And also, how do you think, how did they identify that problem?
If I understand the question properly, then I think you're talking about what brings about somebody coming up with starting up a business. Is that what you are asking about? Hello?
Some well-known companies, Mr. Mustafa, some well-known companies, as we mentioned before, like Amazon or Uber, other companies
Okay.
That were built out of a need to solve a problem.
Well, there's always business and entrepreneurs normally first and foremost identify needs. They identify needs of individuals. They look at the need that are like I mean, even just a restaurant or doing not everybody stays with the family. So they will come up. So there must be a need before you start off. I mean, that's why we say the entrepreneur represents the innovator. They come up with their own idea as to how they could be able to put their ideas into practical form. I don't know whether I've been able to answer the question. I don't know.
Thank you, Mr. Mustafa. Okay, Teresa.
I actually had a feeling you're going to mention me next.
Sorry?
I had a feeling you're going to mention me next.
To mention what? I'm sorry.
Like you said, Teresa. Okay,
Teresa or Teresa?
Either way, they pronounce it either way. Here in mostly African part, is it Zambian or just African?
Okay.
They'll call you Teresa, Teresa, anyhow. It's more the same name, but they pronounce it differently depending on their tongue.
Okay.
Yeah. So with the
Teresa
example that
is fine with you.
Teresa, yes, I like it like that. I prefer it actually.
Teresa.
Sure.
So sorry, Teresa, for calling you in the wrong way.
No, don't worry. Don't worry. A lot of people call it differently, like I had put it.
Okay.
So I understand. Don't worry. Teresa is more sweet to me. Yes. So,
Okay,
like
Teresa.
you are saying, you have asked if we have to give an example of people who came up with ideas that solve the problem. The first example I'll present is so in front of us. The person that came up with the idea of creating the Zoom application software, is it?
Wow. Thank you.
Yeah, they thought of this so that you and I can communicate in this manner regardless of where you are. So this is the problem that they solved. But initially, they're making profits out of it. They've created a platform where people can come together, have a meeting, discuss progressive stuff, which can even develop their countries, regardless of the point where they are, regardless of how many they are. So this is one of my examples, and many more, probably even the electronic companies. They helped us to start communicating anyhow. Like it used to be, you have to write a letter. If it is going to another country, I can't even imagine how long it used to take. But they came up with the idea of creating electronics. So they solved that problem where they had to cut the time frame that was being taken in the process of communication to make it shorter. So I hope I've answered. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for the great examples. Okay, so hence entrepreneurship is a process of designing, launching, and running new businesses. We have to keep in mind that we are trying to spot an idea, developing a business idea, which is a profitable one, and turning it into something real, but keeping in mind that entrepreneurship is about being innovative, solving problems, and creating value. entrepreneurs create value for society and drive innovation. And this comes with types of entrepreneurship like product-based, trying to develop or improve new products, service-based, as Teresa mentioned in her examples. So thank you, everyone, your insights about definition of and here comes the entrepreneur. Important is involving entrepreneurs are often viewed as people who take risks, and this is true, but they also have a big mindset, resilience, creativity, and the ability to solve problems I've mentioned. So let's take Elon Musk as an example. He faced incredible challenges with SpaceX, yet he persisted and adapted his approach to make it successful. So I would like you to think about what entrepreneurial traits you already have or would like to develop. And I'll give you 2 minutes to reflect on this. So again, I want from each one of you to think about what entrepreneurial traits you already have or would like to develop. And I'll give you 2 minutes to reflect on this. Then feel free to type on the chat or share your insights and talk in front of the whole group. 2 minutes, guys. So please feel free to share your thoughts in the chat or unmute yourself. Just raise your hand and go ahead. And the question was,
Hi, I can go first.
what entrepreneurial traits you already...
Okay, thank you. So
Welcome.
I usually carry home prepared meals when I go for work. And my workmates, usually when they see me do that, they always ask, like, you always carry home cooked food and it tastes nice. Why don't you think of maybe having your own restaurant where you can prepare local foods and sell that food? So maybe that's something I can work with. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Vic. Thank you. Dr. Wilson, could you share your insights, please? Dr. Wilson? Okay, Mr. Emmanuel. Mr. Emmanuel? Mr. Emmanuel, can you hear me? Okay, Jane Grace, could you please share any particular traits, entrepreneurial traits you think you have or you want to develop? Guys, can you hear my voice? Okay, so Teresa, since you typed on the chat, could you please share with us the traits you already have or you want to develop?
Hello? I thought someone was already having a mic
Hello?
open.
Yes, it
Yeah.
was Natasha unmuted herself.
Okay. All right. From what I have so far, I've done a little bit of groundwork on some project that I'm pursuing. Yes, the kind of business that, it is that I'm looking into is the supplying of home essentials to employees of reputable organizations, where we are signing memorandums with most of the manufacturers in Zambia, especially those in the food industry and other home essential stuff like toiletries and the rest, where I would want to be supplying to these employees, and their payment would be either they pay on cash or they can be doing it later as they get their payments, which I've also signed a memorandum with one of the banks, ABSA. They'll be deducting as monthly. So instead of an employee, maybe someone is at work having that issue of, no, I didn't pass through the grocery, I worked overtime, I didn't pass through the superstore, I didn't get this and that. They can sometimes do it on phone, or if they are card, because you're going to issue cards, the bank would do the cards on our part. So if the cards, let's say it is at home, someone can just go to our store and pick up stuff, and for which these same things that they'll be picking would be probably around 15 to 20% of their salaries. They can go to that. That's the maximum. Yes, they don't have to get more than a year. So if the card is at home, someone will just call home. Okay, I might not come in time. You can pick up the card and go and acquire some groceries or something. And there's also a plan of working with these people with applications, this software or something, the apps, where they can do it even online. You just order and you have your goods delivered at home, just saving those employees from that hectic of shopping and doing the runnings for their homes. Because I realize nowadays it's in the old age where we used to have couples, maybe the wife is just a stay at home. Most of them are working. They're busy. The wife is busy and the husband is busy. Sometimes they rarely have enough time to buy groceries or enough stuff for their home. They end up picking up things, overrunning their budgets. So if they will be able to have this opportunity to order things online, they know that this is what they will require at their homes. They will just order it and it will be delivered to their home like that monthly. So this is the idea and the project that I'm working on. I hope it's sustainable.
I hope so. And really thank you for sharing that inspiring business idea. Okay, getting back to the entrepreneurial mindset, I want each one of you to share, just sharing on the chat, the most important entrepreneurial trait you already have. Just type one trait on the chat. Each one of you guys. The entrepreneurial trait that you believe the most essential for success and you already have. Creativity from Jane Grace. Great. Who else? Innovation from Vic Manzi. Who else? I want everyone to type his super trait. Wilson. Okay, so creativity, innovation, and sustainability, and also resilience, risk taking, and problem solving. And the problem solving, again, is a very important skill and trait that every entrepreneur must have or learn, because problem solving enables us to identify business opportunities. So, moving how I identify entrepreneurial opportunity. What makes an opportunity an opportunity? Are your ways to identify these opportunities? Again, how could we identify entrepreneurial or business opportunities? And again, guys, feel free to share your thoughts on the chat. Natasha, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes. So, Natasha, could you please share with us how could you identify entrepreneurial opportunities? How could you spot opportunities saying that these are opportunities I have to invest in turning them into uh, businesses or enterprises?
I think, like Teresa mentioned, you need to look at a problem. And so, how you
Okay.
identify a problem would be maybe conducting a research. Teresa mentioned of how gone are the days when wives were full-time housewives. In our times now, we have women as well working full-time jobs, and shopping can be quite hectic. So I think the first step to identify what you venture into is first study the problem that you're interested in solving. So Teresa looked at the convenience of having to stock up. Okay, she looked at, okay, when you go in the stores, actually, people pay more, buy more than they require. How about us solving this problem of people overspending by just telling us what they need and we deliver just that? So I think it would be one, conducting market research in order for you to see where the gaps are. It could also be a need. Currently, in Africa, where I am, we do have food issues going on, and food security and sustainability is at core right now. So when you see a need, then you can use that as an entrepreneur to leverage on it or turn it into an opportunity. So yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for sharing, Natasha. Thank you. So wrapping up what Natasha said, spotting a business opportunity is a key skill for any entrepreneur. And it's all about looking at the world around you, seeing where they could be improved. For example, when Airbnb started, it identified the market, home-like stays. And so I want you to think about and notice the world around you, to observe trends, whether technological trends, economic trends, social trends, customer feedbacks about a product, about a service, and how could we improve these products or these services to perfectly match the customer's needs or even market gaps, as Airbnb did, finding a gap again in the hospitality market and offered its service and affordable and home-like stays through an easy to use website. Also, problem solving and spotting efficiencies in existing solutions. What I want you to do now is think about a problem you've personally encountered. It could be anything. It could be anything. Frustration at work or something in your uh, daily life. And I'm going to give you a few minutes to brainstorm potential solutions. This exercise is a simple one, but it will help you start thinking about opportunities. So again, think about any problem you've personally faced, you personally encountered. It could be anything, again, a frustration at your work, something in your daily life. And guys, you have 5 minutes to brainstorm potential solutions to turn them into products or services. So you have 5 minutes. And again, feel free to share your thoughts on the chat or unmute yourself and share your insights. Guys, this is time for individual reflection, and we all have to share our insights. Mm.
Hello? Are we supposed to give feedback?
Yes, go ahead, Vic. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you so much. So earlier on, I think you did mention that as an entrepreneur, one of the things that you have to do is solve a problem.
Yes.
So I've reflected on something that seems to be a problem in my community, and this is among women. Most women do not find sanitary towels that suits their needs or that fits their needs. And giving feedback to the manufacturers, it remains a challenge. But if I am an entrepreneur, I can supply sanitary and also provide a way to get feedback to the end users and provide that linkage to improve the kind of sanitary towels that are made for these women. Yeah, so maybe like maybe mobile services to deliver this sanitary towel and also collect feedback in the process. Something like that. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Vic. Thank you. Kint. Kint. Would you please share a solution for a problem that you face regularly? Kent, can you hear me? Okay, Jain,
Hello?
what about you?
Can you hear me now?
Kent.
Yes.
Hello.
Can you please
Yes,
repeat
you
the
are.
question?
This individual reflection was about thinking about a problem that you personally face at regular basis, like a frustration at your work, like something in your daily life, and how could we start thinking about opportunity?
Crash. Ndisumzire foni yangu ise pamusoro. Hello? Yes, okay. So one problem that I usually face, I think
Yes,
it's
Kent,
about...
I hear you.
Yes, one thing that I usually face is internet connectivity.
Is what?
Internet connectivity.
The internet connection, okay.
Yes.
So how could you solve this problem, turning this everyday problem into a solution?
I think what we could do is maybe improving the use of satellite internet in Africa. Things like Starlink.
Things like what?
Starlink.
Starlink?
Yes.
Could you explain more, please?
Okay, like for example, like most African countries, we depend on local internet providers for internet connection. But most of the times, their internet is very bad, and we face a lot of challenges. So maybe someone can make a partnership with companies like Starlink so that they can provide internet in Africa.
Starlink.
Yes, something like that.
But just would like to encourage each one of you, he or she could implement. Okay, but thank you for sharing your insights. Kent, thank you for sharing your ideas. Really great. I would like that every one of you think about a solution that he or she could implement. Thanks, Kent. Thank you. Teresa.
Hello. Kindly
Hello.
clarify on your question. You say to which to the problem. Are you still on the question that you said something that has been frustrating, or you've changed the question? You've gone to another question. I didn't get it clearly.
No, I didn't go to another questions.
Okay.
I just want to share something that you personally facing every day. How could we think about this problem, turning it into or thinking uh, uh, about this problem as an opportunity into a solution?
Okay.
Is it clear, Teresa?
Yes. Currently in
Okay.
Zambia, we have, by the way, I would like to thank you,
Okay.
Natasha, for the points that she had pointed out from what I said. And thank you for the good English, the business ones. It's the more purpose I'm here. Yes. So currently as a country, we are really, really suffering from a load shedding, electricity shortage. It has gone to the extent
Okay.
that even a few here and there investors and bigger companies intends to shut down. Those that invested in Zambia, they intend to shut down because of the electricity shortage. And then on the other hand, we have so much garbage that we could hardly have
Garbage.
good
Okay.
drainages. Yes. So this is something I feel like I wish it's me with maybe my small pocket. I wish there were those big people with, bigger monies. If they could come together and see how they can generate electricity from whatever waste that we have around the nation. We have so much waste. Hence, we are suffering almost every day of electricity. We've suffered this load shedding for, I think it's more than 5 years, but it's getting worse. Yes. So as a country, that's the state. So if we can come up with ideas on how we can generate electricity from the garbage that we have, and the way we see from other countries, the European countries, is it from the Asias and all those I've been seeing, the recyclable sites, the recycling sites where they use the garbage, sometimes from it's bought from the foods. Yes, they create electricity out of, they call it green energy out of it. So I was also looking into that. I feel if we can have people thinking in those lines with enough capacity to do that, it will be very helpful and profitable at the same time. Because, I mean, who would go without electricity? As we are doing this, as I am attending this class, I can assure you my device is connected, because any time soon it will go off. We barely have 5 hours of electricity in a 24 hours. So if people can come up, or maybe even if they don't use the garbage, they don't renew the energy. If we can have people with bigger companies putting up together, they also put up another utility company, because we only have one. And this one is also, it's a government one. It's actually supporting other neighboring countries. You know, those relationships of inter-countries, even if they have shortage, they cannot cut off that relationship from the other side. So they'll give you a lead to the other side. They'll continue supporting their friends, their neighboring country. So like that, we only have one. So is it possible for those people with big monies to put together and come up with another utility company? Or if not, if maybe the government can also consider into this renewable, the garbage thing and do the renewable energy. I think it will be more profitable and it will help. Then most of the industries will not be shut down.
Teresa, sorry for interruption. Okay.
Mhm.
And if not, Teresa, what is your rule as an entrepreneur?
What is what?
What is your role as an entrepreneur?
My rule.
How you, as Teresa, solve that problem?
I would like to partner up with people, even foreign investors. We can partner up and work on this, especially on the garbage one. I think if I have to find a foreign company that can come in as an investor, we can do this. It can work.
Okay. Okay, great.
Yeah, I feel so.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for every one of you for the amazing ideas. So now that you've had time to think about a problem you might want to solve, I would like to break you into groups, and in your group, you'll brainstorm solutions to a given problem. So, for example, how can we improve the experience of like grocery shopping or reduce waste in our community? And I want you to think about a solution. At first, think about the problem, try to understand it well. What is the problem and what is causing it? How can we understand the problem in a deeper way? Then think about the solution, a solution that you as a group could implement. Grocery shopping, or the other example, how can we reduce waste in our community? Feel free to choose any example as a group, and after 20 minutes, each group will present their idea to the class. Please focus on creativity and focus also on feasibility. Conventional solutions can you think of to address this assigned problem? So again, you'll be divided into two groups. Each group have 20 minutes to think about that problem and solutions, not only one solution, but multiple solutions for that problem. One of them, improving the experience of the grocery shopping, and the other one, reducing the waste in our community. Think about solutions that is creative, that is that what you unconventional solutions can you problem. Once finished, after the 20 minutes, each group will present their idea to the class. So is it clear for each one of you? Okay, Jane. Guys, if it is clear, please raise your hand or make thumbs up.
Are we going in breakaway rooms to discuss? Sorry, I could have missed that discussion.
Guys, is it clear, guys? I just want anyone to respond, please.
Yes, it's clear, but are we going in
Okay.
breakaway rooms to discuss?
Okay, so I'm going to open the rooms and see you after 20 minutes. Guys, please join the assigned group. Blessings, Kent, Tasha, and Vic. Please, still Natasha. And okay, only Natasha. Natasha, could you please join your assigned group? Natasha? Natasha, can you hear me? Natasha? Okay. Natasha, can you hear me, Natasha? Okay. Welcome back, everyone. Blessings. Abdul, Vic Manzi, Teresa, Emmanuel, Shipu, and Natasha. Each group will now present their entrepreneurial opportunity, the solution they've come with. I'll give you 2 minutes per group, 2 to 3 minutes to explain the problem you identified, the solution you proposed, and why it could be a viable business opportunity or entrepreneurial opportunity. So, starting with group one. Room one, Emmanuel, Teresa, and Vic Manzi. Who's going to share? Madame Vic will present the group. Okay, Madame Vic, go ahead, please.
Thank you so much. So
Welcome.
for group one, first of all, when we looked at waste management, the problem that we noted was that there is lack of waste segregation and
Okay.
also a lot of waste piling up in areas in our cities, in our countries. So in both countries, I think we had representatives from Ghana and Zambia. What the opportunities that we saw there, the first one is that as an entrepreneur, you can come up with an initiative to educate people on how to segregate waste and also provide them with like bins where they can collect the different waste, probably designated according to the type of waste, as paper, plastic, and foodstuffs at a point of generation in the household. And then another opportunity is to utilize the waste, for example, the food waste into manure that can be used to grow foods and things like that. And then other materials can be recycled accordingly. An example from Ghana, I think, was utilizing old clothes to make other materials like rugs that can still be utilized in their homes. And then when we came to shopping and groceries, we noted a big challenge again in terms of generation of waste from plastics that are utilized when we do our shopping. So an opportunity for an entrepreneur would be maybe to utilize biodegradable plastics and other materials that can stay longer rather than plastics. And then the other opportunity or the other problem we had was people who are busy or those that are working, not able to do their shopping and access groceries. So an online store that could make it easy and possible for all the users to access their groceries. As an entrepreneur, you can, like shared by Teresa earlier on what she's working on, work with different companies to provide those services, or you can just have a business where you go shopping on behalf of others who are not able to move around, and you are able to make money as an entrepreneur while you're providing a service to those who are not able to move around. I submit for group one. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I want to thank you, Madam Vic, Teresa, and Emmanuel. I'm so impressed. Thank you for trying to understanding the problem, what is a problem, and what is causing it. Thank you for figuring out a solution. And thank you for trying to find out how it be a profitable idea. Thank you for trying to be creative as possible. And tomorrow we're going to use an extremely important tool that would help us to convert this idea into a viable project. But again, thank you, thank you, thank you. Team number 2, Abdul, Natasha, and Shipo. Could you please, as team 1, presented why it could be a viable business opportunity? Abdul.
Am I audible?
Sorry?
Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you well. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes.
I was alone in my group. I don't know others failed to join in, but the idea I had in mind was a bit similar to what Group 1 has presented on the second component on the grocery shopping online store, but this was more in form of an app where each user in the app what they need. And the entrepreneur comes in where they look at the common products that are required from a common area. Maybe people are coming from the same area and they need a certain number of the same products. So the entrepreneur can be able to provide the delivery service for these particular products to the same area.
Okay. Did you choose a specific area, Abdul?
Area in this context, I'm referring to the area in a certain part of town.
In a state of what?
Or you mean areas in terms of which?
I mean geographical area. If you could
So the geographic
mention
area
one, it would be great.
Like maybe the busy CBD, the busy areas of town. Well, I'm from Zambia, so
Thank you.
my reference is certain part of Lusaka town.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Team 2, Abdul, Shipo, and Natasha. Thank you for trying to be very innovative and creative. Thank you. Thank you for showing us the problem and the proposed solution. Thank you. And again, for all of you guys, tomorrow, we're going to use a very helpful tool that could help us to transform our idea into a project and a viable project. Before we go into a break, I just want to ask you, what challenges did you face while brainstorming solutions for your assigned problem, and how did your team resolve them? Any challenge faced as a team, any challenge you faced while trying to understand the problem or finding the solution? Emmanuel?
Thank you.
Thank you. And what? You unmuted yourself. You muted yourself.
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you well.
Yes. For my team, the challenge I saw, which is not really about the problem we're supposed to solve, had to do with connectivity. connectivity, I think the network from my end is not that stable. So
Okay.
sometimes Vic will say something or Teresa will say something, and unfortunately, I would have to ask them to repeat. So for me, that was a challenge that I faced. Apart from that, our topic was not really a challenge, but I also observed that the challenge that I have in Ghana are almost the same challenges that Gambia, Zambia, all my sisters also have. So what comes to mind for me is that we need to collaborate, we need to partner as Africans to look at the bigger picture of African problem, that we see it to be an African problem, or maybe we can tackle it from a West Africa point of view first, that as West Africans, we have a challenge and it's a common problem to all of us. So how do we come together, partner each other as entrepreneurs and solve the problem that we have that is so common to all of us? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Emmanuel. M. Abdul mentioned that as for his suggestion, technological know-how on usage of new apps for end users can also be a challenge. Okay. So I encourage you as entrepreneurs trying to figure out solutions for these challenges. And thank you for sharing. So let's take a break. I encourage you to step away from the screen, grab a drink, stretch, or just take a moment to relax. And when we return, we'll discuss how you can identify business opportunities and solve real world problems, and moving forward to something called the entrepreneurial journey. So break for 20 minutes. See you after 20 minutes, guys. Okay, bye-bye. Teresa, Natasha, and Rina. Would you like to give our colleagues another 2 minutes waiting for them, or just starting our session? May wait a bit. Okay. So another 2 minutes, and then we'll continue our session. Only 2 minutes. Okay, guys, we are going to continue. So, welcome back, Teresa, Natasha, Rinaldo, and Vic. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. So, before starting to talk about the entrepreneurial journey, take a look at the screen and let's take a brainstorming question. At what stage do you think most businesses struggle the most? Is it during the startup phase, the growth, the scaling, and why? So again, guys, at what stage do you think most businesses struggle the most? Is it during the growth phase? Is it during the scaling, the startup? At what stage and why? So, who wants to share? Okay, I'm going to discuss with you the entrepreneurial journey and each step of that journey. But let's now take a step back and look at this journey, the journey that entrepreneur goes through from the idea stage to startup growth and finally scaling. Each stage uh, comes with its own unique challenges. So guys, we have to know that every stage has its challenges. For example, when a startup is just beginning, it's about finding customers and refining the idea. But as the business grows, the challenge becomes about scaling and also maintaining your quality. So think about companies like Facebook. They face different problems at each stage of their journey, but they adapted. They adapted. So again, each stage comes with its own unique challenges. What do you think might be the biggest challenge for a new entrepreneur? I really want every one of you to share his answer about this question. What do you think might be the biggest challenge for a new entrepreneur? So, Mr. M. Abdul. Could you please share with us your thoughts? M. Abdul, can you hear me? Okay.
Hello, guys.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you. I just joined the Zoom meeting and I'm one of the people who enrolled for this program.
Okay, hello.
So, can you hear me clearly?
Nearly
Sorry, I'm a
3
bit
hours
late.
ago, yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, nice to meet you. Could you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Love Mo Matika. I'm from Zimbabwe.
Hello. How are you?
Fine, yourself?
Okay, I'm fine. I'm very fine. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So again, you just mentioned that your name is Love what?
Love Mo Matika.
Love Mo?
Matika.
Love Mo Matika.
Yes. From Zim.
Okay, hello. Hello. Okay, so I just was asking about what are the challenges in your opinion. What do you think might be the biggest challenge for a new entrepreneur? Matika, do you want to share your thoughts with us?
No, yeah, sure.
Okay.
So please come again. I think my connection is a bit bad.
I just asking, we are talking about the entrepreneurial journey from an idea to scaling. And I said that each stage comes with its unique challenges. So, in your opinion, what do you think the biggest challenge new entrepreneur is facing?
What is the biggest challenge your entrepreneurship is facing? I think the issue is to do with capital.
With capital, okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is the biggest challenge for new entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Okay, and this comes with which stage? The stage of ideation, startup, growth, scaling, or exit?
I think startup.
Startup, okay. Thank you, Matika. Thank you.
Welcome.
Teresa, could you please share your thoughts?
Hello, once again.
Hello
Yes.
again.
To me, the most challenging part is the startup, like the previous members stated. Startup and then growth.
Okay.
I'm skipping deliberately the point of idea because looking at the term entrepreneurship, like you have stated, if you don't have an idea, then you're just not even there. So we can skip the part of the idea. Only those who have ideas, they're ready to do this task. The growth part becomes a challenge where you have this idea. It's brilliant. And you know, the way ideas comes, it will make sense to you alone. That's the thing. You'll be lucky if you find other people who appreciate that idea. So just even by sharing, telling someone else, you're trying to understand, look, I've come up with this idea. Do you think this can work if I had to do this and that? People get discouraged just from that point. They'll be discouraged. So you find most of the people, they will have ideas that died a natural death. And then when they see it pops with someone else, and they will be like, that idea, I had it as well. So that one is first. Second, people might be interested. You've shared it's a good one, but they will steal it before you get capital. Before you find resources, they can steal your idea because you shared for approval or someone to say something about it. So such things makes it more hard. If you do not have capital or if you share it with people who just betray you, take that idea up, then it will become hard for you to start it up. And the third one is where you just get discouraged. People would discourage even a good idea for their own reasons. So startup is really, really a big deal, especially on the capital part. It's rough, yeah. And then for the growth.
Okay, please continue.
I wanted to mention on the growth part, the idea is there on the market. And then suddenly, most of the people gets interested. Even those who've been doing businesses for a long time, those big fishes will tend to join knowing that your idea is doing well. So you create your own competition at the same time. And then people start fighting you. They'll fight you left, right, and center. And you know, you cannot compete with people who have more experience in business or in entrepreneurship. With you, maybe you're just an upcoming or you have like a small capital like that. So it's hard to grow. Some other people ends up just where they are. Maybe they eventually quit like that. Thank you. That's all I had.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you, Teresa. But getting back to stealing ideas are everywhere. We can think of anything, of making humans fly, but we're not sharing our plans for implementing the solution with others. So just sharing the idea, not make it possible for someone to steal it. It's about the unique way we implement our solution. Uber has many competitors around the world, but Uber is Uber because it's a unique way to implement its solution. Emmanuel, go ahead, please.
Yes, thank you very much. So I just also wanted to add a few to what my brother and sister have already said. I think the main challenge has with the funding, which is the capital. As for ideas, every African youth has an idea of that if they had a funding, they would have implemented the idea. So the funding is really the issue. Even if you are going to work online, you are not going to rent an office and you want to operate from online. Data is so expensive that you can't even operate within 6 hours in a day. Data is so expensive. So funding is a big issue. The other thing that I think is also a challenge for young entrepreneurs is the fact that sometimes you have the idea, but the idea is so raw, not developed to the extent that you can actually start working with it. It's so raw. So
Mm-hmm.
you just jump into it that I have an idea, and then you sit down with them and you analyze the idea, and you realize that yes, we have the idea, but the idea is such that it's not anything beyond just the idea. So they need a coaching, they need a training, they need a mentorship, so that the idea is developed in such a way that it can be implemented.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you. Thank you for your insights, and thank you, everyone. And again, the stages of entrepreneurship as follows: idea, moving to startup, then growth, scaling, and exit. Emmanuel, you raised your hand again. Do you want to add anything else? Okay. Okay. So starting.
No, sorry, the old hand. Let me put it down.
Okay. So starting with stage one, the idea stage. The idea stage where we identify opportunities. So at the idea stage, the first step in the entrepreneurial journey, you'll focus on identifying a problem or need that hasn't been sufficiently addressed. And your goal, the goal of each one of you as an entrepreneur, is to come up with a product or service that fills this gap. Okay? So we could divide this stage into steps. Step one, observing the surroundings. So observe your surroundings and listen to potential customers. As when we try to solve the problems in the breakout rooms, observing the surroundings, listening to potential customers is really helpful to know more about the problem they are facing or the need they want to fulfill. And step two, research the market to see if similar solutions already exist, because we may try our best to find a solution for a problem, and just looking at the market, we'll see very similar solutions that are already exist. Step three, define the problem clearly. Define it clearly. What is the pain point? For example, the founders of Airbnb identified a need for an affordable, short-term. They created a business model around it. Just affordable, short-time accommodation. So defining the problem in a clear way, getting to know the pain point is really helpful to make a solution. So again, what problems have you personally experienced or observed in your community that could be a potential business opportunity? Any problem, any need, we could convert it to a business solution. So what problem have you personally experienced? Something you observed in your community, a need, a pain, a problem that could be a potential business or entrepreneurial opportunity. Again, guys, feel free to share your thoughts on the chat or unmute yourself if you want to speak. For sheeple, it's the lack of sufficient stock feed for animals. Okay, thank you. Thank you for your observation, which comes in the step one, observing the surroundings and listening to potential customers. Emmanuel, do you want to share your thoughts? Emmanuel?
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, the line is breaking. I didn't get a question.
I just was explaining and elaborating stage one, which is the idea stage, trying to identify problems.
Okay.
That we could divide this stage into small steps. Step one, observing the surroundings, listening to the potential customers. Step two, regarding the market research, you have to research the market to see if similar solutions already exist. And step three, we have to define the problem clearly. What is the pain point? And I want each one of you to individually reflect on something personal. If you have any problem you personally experienced or observed in your community, and it could be a potential business opportunity. Okay, Shipo shared his insights. I just want to make sure that everything is clear until now regarding stage one. And if you don't want to share your thoughts about the question right now, just write it down and try to find answers for that question. What problems have you personally experienced or observed in your community? That could be a potential entrepreneurial opportunity. If everything is clear, we're going to move forward to stage two. So all is clear? Just thumbs up. Shipo?
No, I was doing a reaction. I couldn't find the thumbs up. So no, it's not a question.
Hello. I thought sheep is a name for a male. I'm so sorry.
Oh no, Chipo is fine. It's okay.
Okay.
I'm a woman. Yeah.
Okay. Hello,
Yeah.
sheep. I hope all is fine.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Moaz. How are you?
I'm fine. Nice to meet you.
Oh, likewise.
And thank you for your insight. Thank you.
You're very
Okay.
welcome.
So getting back to the entrepreneurial journey, stage two is the startup stage. Moving from an idea to startup. Here comes building your product and business. And once you've identified an opportunity, you move to the startup stage. And here you'll focus on developing something called the MVP. The MVP is the minimum viable product. The minimum viable product. It could be a mock-up for the product you want to produce and taking your idea to the market. And the goal is to test your concept with real customers and refine it based on their feedback. So before launching the business, before offering the customer your final product, you have to focus on developing something called the minimum viable product or MVP and take that MVP to the market to test your product. To test your product and again refine it, develop it based on their feedback. So step one is developing a simple version of your product. Really simple one. And this is called again the MVP. It's an abbreviation for the minimum viable product. And step two, launching the product to a small target market. Step three, collect feedback and iterate on your product. Iteration, iteration, iteration. For example, like Dropbox. When Dropbox first launched, it offered a basic file sharing service that users could quickly try, and they improved it as feedback comes from their customers. So starting with a minimum viable product, a simple version of your product is very essential to collect feedback, then improving and refining your product to a final version and then launching your business. So again, I want you to think about what would your, as entrepreneur, what would your MVP look like? What is the simplest version of your product or service that you can create to test with customers? Let's think about the issue that Shipu shared with us, the lack of sufficient stock feed for animals or lack of clarity on problem solution fit. Okay, Icewater is sharing with us the challenge that new entrepreneurs are facing. Thank you. So getting back to Shipo, insight lack of sufficient stock feed for animals. Moving from that idea, that problem, to a startup. In your opinion, what would your MVP look like? What is the simplest version you could test with your potential customers? Shipu?
I'm trying to think like an entrepreneur. I mean, there's so many variables here that you can think of, you know. Are you addressing the problem of chickens, goats, cattle? Because it's a huge market, right? So you need to narrow it down.
Okay. Defining the
okay,
problem, defining it in a clear way is extremely important.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay, so
spotting the pain point is very important. Thank you, Shipu. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, so I think for me, in my market, I noticed that, for example, we don't have enough sunflower and maize for animals because I'm an aspiring farmer, and that's a huge gap in the market, right?
Okay.
So, and that's because we don't grow sunflower or maize, but we have the opportunity to import it, but we don't have access to those markets. So I'm thinking maybe I would want to create access to that market for farmers
Okay.
because this is a huge problem. So maybe I want access to sunflower seeds. How would I launch my minimal viable project?
Yes, minimum viable product.
Yes, minimum viable product.
Yes.
I think you usually, okay,
What
so
could
the
it be?
market tells you that you don't have enough sunflower, right?
Yes.
So you identify a source and you would attend an agricultural show and maybe offer it for free to begin with.
Okay.
Maybe that's how you'd launch your product. Offer
Okay.
it
Okay.
for free, at the agricultural shows.
Okay. And test the concept to collect feedback from your customers.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Shipu. Thank you for being an inspiring farmer. Thank you. Okay. Teresa, I didn't hear you a long time ago, so come up with your brilliant ideas. Teresa, can you hear me? Teresa, are you there? Okay.
Good evening.
Network is so bad. We haven't rains here. Okay, Teresa, I hope everything will be fine.
Good evening.
So the idea stage, then the startup stage, and stage 3 is the growth stage. And the growth stage means scaling your business. The growth stage is all about scaling the business, scaling the the enterprise. Now that you have a working product, the goal is to expand your customer base, increase revenue, and scale operations in an efficient way. So step 1 is identifying the best ways to reach your target audience, whether through marketing channels or sales channels. Step 2 is hiring key team members to support growth. Step 3, ensure the infrastructure and operations, and that you can handle increased demand. Let's take an example. Spotify successfully scaled by adding more users while optimizing its technology and expanding its music library. I know that the growth stage is a later stage, but you have to keep in mind that this stage is one in your entrepreneurial journey. And please just think about what would be your 2 priorities in scaling your business. How would you manage your resources to handle growth? So again, the growth stage is about scaling your business. And this stage comes with its unique challenges. As you have a working product, your goal becomes expanding the customer base and also increasing the revenue while you manage your operations in an effective and efficient way. So you have to keep in mind identifying the best ways to reach your target audience, whether through your marketing channels or your sales channels. How to reach my target audience is an important question to keep in my mind. Then hiring key team members to support this growth, and finally ensuring that infrastructure and operations can handle that increased demand. I don't want an answer for that questions, but I want you to think about it. What would be your top priorities while scaling your business? Is it to keep the quality? Is it just to increase your customer base? Is it to handle your operations effectively? Or what? What would be your top priorities in scaling while scaling your business? And how would you manage your resources to handle growth? And after the growth stage comes the scaling stage, that we could call it the maturity or the scaling stage. And it's about sustaining success and also innovating. So finally, the maturity or scaling stage is where your business or enterprise has reached a level of stability. Your enterprise is now stable. Your business is now stable. Now, the challenge in that stage is sustaining success while continuing to innovate and differentiate in the market. So we also could divide this stage into smaller steps. In step 1, we have to focus on retaining the customers and improving customers' loyalty. Then in step 2, we are going to look for new markets or products to expand into, then continuously innovate to stay ahead of the competitors. The market is full of competitors, so you have to keep in mind innovation to stay ahead of them. For example, Apple, in a constant way, innovates by launching new products and services, such as the Apple Watch, to maintain its dominant position in the market. Also, I know that the maturity or the scaling stage comes after very long time, but I want you to know about the entrepreneurial, and just think about that question: how would you maintain your growth once your business becomes established? What new markets or opportunities could you explore? So the idea stage, the startup stage, the growth stage, and the maturity stage. Any question moving forward to the group workshop activity? Okay, now let's apply what we've learned so far. I'm going to divide you also into two groups, and each group will be given a business idea or problem to work on. And we'll go through the following stages. The idea stage, I need you to define the problem. What is the problem? The startup stage, just suggest your minimum viable product. What is the simplest version of a product you could offer to your customers to test them, to test their thoughts about the product and to collect feedback? The growth stage, I just want you to think about how will you scale that solution, and in the maturity stage, how can you maintain growth and innovate in your market? I'm going to share it in the chat. Okay, for Vic, my MVP would be a small pack of sanitary towels of good quality offered to customers and a QR code for them to scan and give feedback. Thank you. That's really interesting. Thank you. So again, guys, each group will have 20 minutes to choose a problem in their community, to define the problem, to just suggest an MVP, a small version of the product, to think about how will they scale the solution, and finally, how can we maintain growth and innovate in our market. So any questions before going to the breakout rooms? Guys, any questions? Okay. So 20 minutes, and then you'll present your idea. See you after 20 minutes. So welcome back again. Okay, I just want some presenter from each team of the two teams to present the what they have worked on in the idea stage, defining the problem in the startup stage, sketching out an MVP in the growth stage, how will you scale your solution, and maturity stage, how can you maintain growth and innovate in your market. So team one, Kasula, Teresa, and Vic. Who will present? Madam
Thank you
Vic?
so much. Yes,
Okay,
thank you
go
so
ahead.
much. So we were
Welcome.
two of us initially. Kasakula joined us a bit late. So what we discussed, I think we built on the area problem that we had identified in the previous assignment. So the problem was garbage collection in our city, and the idea is
The garbage
to
collection?
segregate. Yes, so there's garbage not being segregated and just being
Oh,
thrown
the
around.
garbage is the problem you're facing.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, okay.
And so the garbage is in form of plastics, food, papers, everything. So the
Okay.
idea is to segregate the garbage at a point of generation, and the startup will be to provide 3 bins to segregate the waste for a few homes, and then make manure from so the 3 bins will be used for paper, 1 for plastic, which will be recycled, and then 1 for food materials. We make manure. So to make manure, we don't need any machinery. We can do that just in the backyard, and then we use this manure to grow organic food on a small piece of land, which we showcase in the growth stage to the local authorities, and also sensitize others on social media on what we can do when we segregate the waste and come up with manure by growing food materials on a piece of land where we use this manure. Yeah, so that was what we came up with.
Thank you, Vic, and thank you, every member of Team 1. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Team 2.
Team 2, thank you very much. We all chipped in because there was quite a lot to discuss, and I think we had a very big idea. So I hope you don't mind if we all present on each particular topic.
Okay, sure.
So I will start with Natasha on the idea.
Okay, so our problem would be us having people learn about financial literacy. So the problem we identified is that sometimes when people walk into the shopping malls, they actually overspend because they end up buying things that they do not want or need. So the problem we're trying to sort out as a business is to reduce on unplanned spending, and so that people can have better understanding and value for money, and they don't get to spend their money anyhow. So that is the problem that we're trying to sort out as a business.
Thank you. Okay. And then?
And then Frimpong would discuss the MVP.
Okay.
The startup. Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Frimpong. Startup. Yep. Thank you.
Is it possible for you to take it up for me for a moment?
Yes, sure. Take your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, and then growth, I think, would be discussed by Abdul. We'll come back to the startup growth. Abdul?
Abdul?
Hi, Abdul. On growth.
Abdul?
Maybe if he's committed, I can assist.
Thanks, Natasha.
Okay, so for growth, what we are going to do as a business is we're looking at supplying vegetables and perishable foods to our customers that are into full-time employment. And so instead of us having to outsource buying from other farmers and then we deliver to our clients, how we're going to grow the business is we'll cut off the clients and grow ourselves. So we grow our own tomatoes, we grow everything, and then we supply from our garden to our customers so that the profit margin increases. Instead of having to buy to resell, we're actually growing to resell, and we manage the costs and also maximize on profits.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay. And
The
then maturity. Maturity, I will take maturity. We said we wouldn't compromise on quality. We'll try and maintain the quality. We look at expanding the market so that it's not just supermarket, including the local markets. Try and become the middleman to connect farmers and small business people. And if possible, depending on the regulation and the the environment, expand across the borders as well. And then I think the last one was MVP.
Yes.
Natasha, do you remember what we had discussed? The minimum.
So, Shiku, you don't remember?
I think Natasha has spoken quite a lot. Shame, I'm putting her on the spot. Natasha, do you remember?
Well,
Does anyone remember their MVP?
No, I don't quite remember, but I remember what we discussed was what we are trying to do. No, I've lost my thoughts. I can't remember.
So we hello.
Yes, Emmanuel, they are looking for you.
Yes.
The team is looking for the MVP.
Thank you. So we said we because we are looking at a bigger market, so we will target a specific organization or institution like schools, right, where they can have a huge orders, so that we know that at the start of the business, we have a school or institution that we are supplying. So that gives us a minimum product that we are looking at. So then we scale it up from there, so that at least we can break even from the start of the business.
But you're talking about the scaling or talking about the MVP? What is the simplest version of a product you could offer to your customers?
Sorry, come again.
I'm just asking about the smallest version of the product you agreed as a team to offer to your customers to collect their feedback, then improve the product to a final version.
I'm still not getting the question.
Maybe I can chip in.
Yes.
Maybe I can. Yes, Moaz. Moaz, I think we said we'd start by attaching ourselves to, a popular supermarket. One supermarket that has a lot of, yes, that is a lot of customers. Sell the app to them on the presumption that they will take on the app and give customers that option to use that app before we expand, to local, market, people who are selling in the market and to other supermarkets as well and to other businesses. So our MVP would be to start with one small supermarket, sell the app to them.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you, Shipo. Thank you, Natasha and Abdullah. Thank you, team two. And thank you, all of you guys, for being impressive and innovative. Thank you. I'm really impressed hearing your thoughts and ideas about the problems you're facing every day, real problems. So great work today. Really thank you, guys. Now for your homework, I want each one of you to develop a business idea based on one of the stages we discussed. Just focus on identifying the problem, creating a very simple MVP, minimum viable product, and outlining a plan for growth and scaling. And in our next session, we will dive deeper into building a business model canvas, BMC. This tool will help you clearly map out your business idea from something called value propositions to customer segments. I encourage you to review the content we've covered today and think about how your business idea fits within those
Bring the phone. I need
stages.
to take a picture.
Sorry?
Oh, sorry. I didn't know I was on mute. Sorry.
Okay. Oh, no worries. So as we wrap up the session, I would love to hear your feedback on today's class. I just want to hear what worked well, what could we improve for tomorrow. Please take a few moments to share your thoughts in the chat or unmute yourself to speak. Guys, your feedback is really essential for tailoring the course to better fit your needs. So feel free to be honest, and thank you once again for your engagement. So who is going to start? Kindly type the please. It's really tripping. Shipu, go ahead.
Oh, thank you, Boaz. I found the course very interesting because, I've never really studied anything to do with entrepreneurship or business. And so this has given me a lot of, things to think about. And it's made me realize, I think from a practical point of view, how it's not easy. There's a lot of things you have to think about. But my attitude is yes, plan. It's good to plan. It's good to surround yourself with, people that will help you in your planning, but just dive into it. So I look forward to learning tomorrow because I'm a clean canvas. I have no experience. I have no theoretical knowledge about entrepreneurship, which is why I joined this course. So I'm looking forward to this and learning.
Okay, a clean canvas. What an expression. Thank you, Shipo. Natasha, go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much for today. Unfortunately, I wasn't consistent. I kept leaving the call due to network challenges. I think for me, what would be good maybe for tomorrow, if material would be shared, even maybe the course outline, because I'll give an example of the stages of a business, right? Or the entrepreneurship journey. I think, like the previous speaker mentioned, there are things that we overlook. Your market research is people eat every day. Are you sure what people eat every day is enough for you to start growing what you're about to grow? But when we have enough time, like maybe before class to run through, we'll actually think, and then we come to class with certain questions that we seek answers, that we would like to learn more or get a better understanding, so that after the class is done, we don't regret, "Ah, I wish I asked. Somebody would have helped me." So yeah, I think that would help.
Okay, I get back to Dr. Ahmed Awad, the program coordinator.
Okay.
And we will work on learners handout. Thank you, Natasha. Thank you. Emmanuel, thank you for everyone. Being a great meeting, all of you. Thank you, Ahmed Muaz. My name is Muaz, not Ahmed Muaz. And thank you for being here today, Emmanuel.
Thank you.
Welcome, welcome. It's my pleasure. Madam Vic, great session. It has me to think differently about entrepreneurship things. Welcome, Vic. It was a pleasure meeting you. Anyone else? Anyone else?
Hello, Matika. Thank you so much.
Matika.
I think, yes, I think this course, on my side, I think it's one of a kind, and I think the way you are imparting the knowledge is a bit basic, and you can easily understand. And I also second what the last lady said, that if you can share material maybe well before the next lesson, it will help us. This is not my field. Mine is on. I'm a digital forensic specialist, but I want to have more knowledge about this subject in question. So I thank you so much, and
Welcome, Matika. Thank you.
I expect to learn more.
Thank you, Matika. Thank you. Abdul, thank you so much for this learning opportunity. It's quite enlightening. Thank you, Abdul. Also, Kasula and Teresa, if you could.
Thank you. I hope you get
Please
me.
share your feedback.
The network is kind of breaking this side, but thank you so much. I really appreciate, and I feel lucky to have participated in this. Like I said earlier, we've been doing things from learning by doing. They're mostly done in layman's way of doing. But having encountered or being part of this class, I feel I've been imparted with more knowledge, even as I plan or as I try to execute the project that I mentioned. I have more information, and I say it is really good. It's helping. I needed this. I really needed. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Teresa. Thank you, all of you, for your interaction, for your engagement, and your insights during the session. And I really am looking forward to see all of you tomorrow. And tomorrow's session will be about business model canvas, BMC. So see you tomorrow, and have a good night. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody. Bye.